They were never handsome and often came with a hormone imbalance manifested by corpulence, a yodel of a voice, or ears big as kidneys. But each was brave. More than once a sidekick has thrown himself in front of our hero in order to receive the bullet or blow meant for that perfect face and body. Thankfully, heroes never die in movies and leave the sidekick alone. He would not stand for it. Gabby or Pat, Pancho or Andy remind us of a part of ourselves, the dependent part that can never grow up, the part that is painfully eager to please, always wants a hug and never gets enough. Who could sit in a darkened theater, listen to the organ music, and watch the best of ourselves lowered into the ground, while the rest stood up there, tears pouring off that enormous nose?
In stanza 1, we found an example of assonance, this example being the words hormone and corpulence, related by the long O sound, hormone and corpulence. Those are both located in line 2. In line 3, there is a simile, ears big as kidneys. This simile relating ears to the size of kidneys.
In stanza 2, we see an example of alliteration in line 3 with bullet and blow because they both start with the letter B. And in the same line, we see consonants in ment and that because they both end in a T.
In stanza 3, there are references to 4 characters. These characters be Gabby, Pat, Pancho, and Andy. These characters were all sidekicks featured in Roy Rogers' songs.
In stanza 4, we see an example of alliteration with part and painfully, which both start with the letter P. We also see assonance with eager and please, that both have the long E sound in it.
In stanza 5, we found 2 examples of assonance. The first being the ow sound in ourselves and ground. The second being a long O in pouring and enormous. The poem Sidekicks is a free verse poem that really expresses the lack of recognition that people that aren't necessarily in the spotlight receive.
In stanzas 1 and 2, it talks about what a sidekick really is. It uses lighthearted phrases such as ears big as kidneys and a yodel of a voice. In the next 3 stanzas, it talks about, it's more introspective, about people, a part of us that is painfully eager to please and always wants a hug and never gets enough.
So we believe that the poem's saying that sidekicks and heroes kind of rely on each other. There can be no hero without a sidekick, but of course the sidekick couldn't do anything without the hero. What's up?
What's shaking? Not stead.
Bob, James.
Miss Kimberly's gonna get mad at us. She's gonna get mad at us because we're taking so long with our credits. And we're gonna get an in-school. And we're never gonna get any colleges. In stanza 4, we see an example of alliteration. What are you doing?
I don't even know. Don't touch it. I was happy with how it was. I was happy with how my hair was. Stop it.